Deep in the forests of North America, a creature is said to exist. A creature that people are encountering.
Seriously, look how big it is.
With far too many reports to ignore, there are elements of truth behind these accounts that mankind can no longer
It's
ignore.
created almost this obsession where I need to find out
Could the
more.
breeding population of large, upright, hairy hominids really exist in North America? Or is there something more paranormal at work here, deep in the woods? If just one footprint, one wood knock, or one howl was real, then man's understanding of primate evolution would be changed forever. Join Glenn Purcell and the Catskill Appalachian Research Collective as they delve further into the mysteries of Bigfoot and other paranormal phenomena through the eyes of witnesses, investigators, critics, and skeptics. Join us as we look to discover what lurks from behind tall trees.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of From Behind Tall Trees. We're bringing back Mondo, who is a dear friend of ours, and we're going to talk tonight about Desert Bigfoot, which is exciting. And I brought another special guest along who we're never on shows together. So my husband is also going to be here, Michael. They're in the back room going like, yay! So let's bring them out. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
I know how you are, Mike. I just saw you at dinner. I don't think anything could have changed in that short amount of time. But, Mondo, how are you?
I am good. I am so glad I didn't mess up too bad last time. So I'm glad that you brought me back. So maybe I can mess it up this time and then you'll tell me not to come back. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, anybody watching, this is going to be a pretty exciting show because I don't know much about this subject matter, and Mondo is going to teach me some things, and he's going to teach Mike a whole lot of things because Mike's not too much of a Bigfooter, but only because he doesn't get to go out much with me because we have other obligations. But if you have any questions, please put them in all caps in the comments, and I will bring them up on the screen and we'll get them answered for you. So, talk to me, Goose.
Okay, so I want to just kind of bring everybody to the same page. Do you have the photos I sent you of the location of where we're going to be talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Anza Borrego State Park, and it's high desert. And any of you who have ever been out in California in the high desert, it's like scrub brush. It's got some mountainous ranges, so I don't want you to think it's flat desert, but there is, plenty of sand dunes there. So we're going to talk about what's come to be known as the Desert Bigfoot. So a lot of people have called it Borrego Sandman, and I think for this, stream, we'll all call it Borrego Sandman because that's probably the most common name right now. Now this is different. There's another one up closer. If you've ever been associated with the military, there's a 29 Palms out in the Yucca Desert. Apparently there is some activity up there and they call that the Yucca Man. Anybody please correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what the name of it is. So this one is closer to San Diego County or in San Diego County. Now, the indigenous people that lived there pre West movement in the 1800s, those native peoples were called Kawaya. Kawaya. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Kawaya peoples. Now they have tons of stories that go back, you know, way before 1800, about a large, hairy man who the warriors have had to fight off on different occasions. And the funny thing about it is, and one of the things that from my last show that I want to bring up is, you know, everybody kind of thinks Bigfoot in singular matters. Oh, I saw one Bigfoot, or there's one set of tracks. But what we've seen through the Pennsylvania Bigfoot reporting, we've seen singles, males, we've seen single females, we've seen single males with juveniles, we've seen single females with children, we've seen family units, you know. So I bring that up to say that in the 1800s, the European settlers started moving west, to settle all of different places, including San Diego County. And you know, they come across the what is now known as Anza Borrego, and the first known incident that I know, and I still do need to do a whole lot of research, but if people find this interesting, I can put my attention to it more. But the first thing I found was a report or an article in 1876 by a prospector named Turner Helm. And so Turner Helm is near a location called Dead Man's Hole. Now, this is in Anza Borrego State Park. And he's a prospector, like much of what was going on in the 1800s. And he comes across, meets up with a large primate individual. He says it's over 8 feet tall. And then from there, that story kind of gets circulated around for a little bit, and then everything dies down. So the next article that I came across was in 1939. So that's a significant gap, you know.
Right.
So, you know, dollars to donuts, it is not the same individual, the same entity. So in 1939, a store owner who was a part-time prospector also, he goes out with his best friend, and they're out there a couple of nights out in the desert, and his friend, I guess, wakes him up, and they are confronted by several tall, and these ones had white fur, so they were tall, white furred, and there were several of them. Now, the interesting point on this event or this happening was that the Borrego Sandman was cautious around the campfire. And what they reported is that it wouldn't come near them, because coming near them, it would have to place itself closer to the campfire. And so they, you know, assessed that the creature was afraid of campfires or something like that. And then in 1962, and I need to look at this further because a police officer has a plaster cast of this. Now, outside of police officer, plaster cast, and Anza Borrego, there's not much more information that I found in the 2 hours that I was researching this prior to the show. But it's out there, and again, if people are interested, I will, you know, I will, you know, research that a little further. So there's a 62 with the police and the plaster cast. Now, there's an incident in 1964, but I want to skip that one for now. So there's a 64 incident, and then there's a 1968 incident. The 1968 incident is by an individual named Harold Lancaster, who, no shocker, it doesn't give anything background much on him other than he was a prospector. And he is in midsummer in Anse Borrego, and it gets to be like 100, 115. So he's, I guess, on top of a mesa, and he sees somebody walking on the sand dunes out in the desert, out in the distance, and he thinks it's another prospector. So he pulls up his sunglasses, and there's a figure walking, and the figure starts walking closer to him, or towards him, and he's like, this is not a prospector. And as it came closer, he noticed the size, really big. So what he had on him was a 22 pistol. And in his words, in Harold Lancaster's words, it's like a pea shooter. It is not going to do any damage, but he pulls it anyway. And as the creatures started, walking towards him, he fired a shot in the air. That startled the creature, the individual, and it turned around on its heel and started walking back out into the desert. And Harold, obviously shaken, probably couldn't go back to his prospecting, so broke camp and headed back. And kind of the story is history after that. So we skipped the 1964, and that's one of the ones I want to spend some time with. So actually, we'll take a pause. Do you have any questions so far? Because me, I can ramble a lot. So
no, I'm just pulling up. I just pulled up information on the park that you're talking about because I've never heard of it before. And
no, me neither. My sister lived in La Jolla, which is just north of San Diego, and I've been out there a couple times. But it's interesting.
Yeah, so it's got some history. But let's go back to 1964. So 68 was Harold Lancaster. 64 is a really interesting individual. His name was Victor Stoyanov. Now, I sent you the award for Victor, and I'd like you to pull that up for the audience.
Hold on, there it is.
Now, look at this. So this is a Marine, okay? Served in the Korean War, right? He was the first lieutenant at that time, and the reason he got this Silver Star happened in May of 1951. Now, Victor here was born in 1921. So at 30 years old, he finds himself in the Korean War as a first lieutenant. And if you can pull up the next photo, I would love for people to read, even quickly scan, so they understand who Victor was, right? Victor and his...
Is this the one or is it the other one?
I'm sorry?
No, that's the one. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
So during the early morning hours, his company was attacked, and Victor takes wounds to the upper arms and in both legs, right? Go on to the next one. This is interesting. So upper arm shot up, legs shot up. This guy continues to direct the Marines under his command to, you go here, you go there, take out that, take out this, right? Having been, in the military, this is something why people I say earn, they earn the Silver Star. Not just any Joe Blow can get a Silver Star. It has to be, good reason, and there has to be people who are backing the claim up, right? So I show all of this to tell you the story of Victor and the Borrego Sandman in 1964. So Victor's out there and he's out, doing his thing out in the desert, and he comes across a set of footprints that are 14 inches long and 9 inches wide. Now, and the footprints go on out into the desert. So what he does is he goes back. He was out for like a weekend, so he goes back and he makes a cast. He even takes photos. Now, at this point in time, Victor is now 43. In Korea, he was 30. Right now, in 1964, he's 43 years old. So, takes a cast, takes pictures, and he goes back and he starts talking about it. And this is actually printed in, and I couldn't find the cover, so y'all will have to look it up, but it was printed in Desert Times magazine, believe it or not. And I'm still on the hunt to try and find a copy of it. But it was printed in Desert Times magazine. And when it came out with, just like nowadays, it came out with mixed reviews. Some people were like, man, this is amazing. While others, are trying to, oh, he's a liar. He's, making it up. He's, not credible. And that is why I showed you his write-up from the Silver Star. Now,
right.
If you read that write-up like I did, I think you'll get a pretty good feel of who Victor is. Now, Victor didn't want to go back to the desert, but because people were calling him every name in the book, he decided to take a friend with him to corroborate this. So they go out, and this is like his third time out. They go to the spot where he had originally encountered the footsteps. There's nothing there. So he tells his friend, let's keep walking a little bit. We still have time. So they get out to another spot where there is some Joshua trees out there. And one of the trees is disturbed. And the way Victor explains it as disturbed is it was kind of like something heavy was sleeping in the cradle of the Joshua tree.
Oh, wow.
So his friend is then like, I have to see this closer. And as they get closer, the friend sees the footprints and says, you know what? This is amazing. Unfortunately, Victor ends up dying in 1970. And I'll let you guess what happened to the footprints, what happened to the photographs, and what happened to the friend's testimony.
Let me guess. they disappeared.
Correct. That's you get
Is
a
there
free
some prize I win now?
yeah, you get a free hot sauce from me. So
Free hot sauce. Perfect.
so I'm not here to like fight the fire or fight the fight for Victor. But come on, this guy, he did what he did. And if you expect me to believe like he was one way during war and then came home and became a compulsive liar, I'm going to have a
Right.
hard time. You're going to have to bring proof for me to believe that, he had no, idea or was trying to cheat somebody out of, something.
Right.
It doesn't match who his profile says he is, So before we go on, any thoughts on that so far? I know I dumped a lot and I do that a lot. So
I actually was able to download the magazine.
did you? Oh my God, you're awesome.
It's a story called The Abominable Sandman of Borrego by Major Victor. I don't want to butcher his last name. Stoyanow? Is that how you say it? Stoyanow?
I think I pronounce it like Stoyan now, but it's a Russian name. So
Okay. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up.
that's amazing. This is why I come on this show.
Right? It's all because of me.
It's all. I mean, Mike's good to look at too, but it's because you find those
Oh, you're
nuggets.
being too generous.
It's not the same though. Okay. Oh shit.
So I have to ask, I'm not the Gemling film, is this predate like the 1964 predate Gemling and
I'm
Patterson
going to
film?
ask my machine of knowledge.
Because that's what I was trying to figure out too. Because I'm like, you don't hear about this, you hear about that. California and Bigfoot, you think of
Gimlin was
that.
1967.
Oh, so this
Okay,
is
so this
3
doesn't-
years before.
Yeah. So it's funny that nothing is said about this. And to be in the desert, I mean, California is warm, and except the northern parts could be comfortable. There's no humidity. It's very nice. But to be in the desert, I would think being covered in hair, that's got to be a little on the warm side.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, what do we have in the desert? We have foxes, we have coyotes, rabbits. I when I imagine what this could look like, it would look like that to me. Very lean, not the Pacific Northwest Bigfoot with the refrigerator shoulders, and to me in my brain it looks like it would be very lean, and the hair is very fine or thin. And the white fur was something that really stuck out to me. Harold Lancaster in '68, I think he said that it was grayish, but I know all of us have been out in desert areas, and I don't care if you're wearing blue jeans, they look gray by the time you get back to your car. So could that have been a possibility why it looked like gray fur to Harold? I'm not 100% sure. But
Interesting.
yeah, 3 years before. And everybody focuses on, like you're saying, on the Patterson Gimlin film up in Northern California, But now, now we go through the conspiracy corner that I love going to. Like, if Victor was telling the truth, which I believe he was, and it was out in the desert, I'm just going to take a stab at statistics. I think we've only explored something like 17% of the Grand Canyon, right?
Wow.
Me and my wife were out there a couple of years ago. There's nothing out there. And when I saw pictures of Borrego State Park, it looked like the Grand Canyon, like scrub brush, dunes, mountains, or mesas, it looked a lot like that. So if you can have something that's been there since 1876, and if you include the Kaiwa people as well, I don't know how long that's been there. So if it's been there, why couldn't it be in the Grand Canyon? Why couldn't it be in Kansas or anywhere else? Everybody thinks it's forest creature, but plenty of places in Texas that people have seen these.
Very true. Oh, what do you got?
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, look at that, a signed affidavit. Now, I don't know, you got to place yourself in 1964. America just enters Vietnam. It's very tumultuous time. You've had a president, assassinated, and then you had another one take over in his place, and the country is reeling from so many other things. Yeah, to answer your kind of thought, Mike, I mean, maybe that's why this got lost. There were so many things happening in America at this particular time. I mean, I kind of don't fault the people for it, but the fact that, I mean, here, so in 51 he was a first lieutenant. Yes, he was in 51. He was a first lieutenant. In this article, I don't know when this article was made. Does it say?
July 1964. This is the edition of the magazine. July 1964.
So, yeah, this is probably a month or two after he saw it. And there it is. I mean, to come out and do a signed affidavit in 1964, that's a big thing. The type of Americans that were back then, kind of different. When you go in and you say, you know what, this is what I saw, and here's my affidavit for that.
Which is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're able to download that magazine for free.
I will love you if you send me the link.
I will send it to you.
You can put it in the comments.
I was able to download the entire magazine.
Oh, wow.
It's only like 40 something pages.
Excellent. So, 64, you have Victor's incident. In 68, you have Harold Lancaster. And then I'm sure there's more, but I only searched quickly. And the next two that I'm going to talk about are fairly recent. So in 2017, possibly 2016, a hiker goes missing in Anza Borrego State Park. Now, in 2017, they find his remains, and again, inconclusive. Nobody knows why he died, how he died. I'm not saying these two are connected. I'm just saying it's something to be aware of. So that's 2017, and 6 years later, in 2023, I'll say this as much tactfulness as I can. In 2023, a Chinese tourist female flies in from China into California and starts a possibly, allegedly, romantic relationship with a former military member who's living out close to the state park. Apparently, they go out deep into Anze Borrego State Park. Now, them two had met electronically, and I guess hit it off, and they came together and decided they would be at Anza Borrego State Park. So they drive out into the nothing, really, into the scrub brush. He had a blue, I think it was a blue Toyota pickup. And basically, they ride off into the sunset. People start looking. She left behind a 17-year-old daughter at the time, and
Oh my Lord.
and a preteen second daughter. I'm not sure who he left behind, but they're not seen alive again. And searches after searches after searches. So several months go by, and they find her remains. And they can't, there's no like broken bones or obvious trauma. And for the military member, they find him also, his remains, no broken bones. So on both of them, at the time that I saw this articles, there was no conclusive evidence on why they died. People die out in the desert all the time, just from exposure, just from anything. The thing that I find kind of interesting is both of them were 3 miles away from the pickup truck. And one of the news reports said that in order to get his truck back, they would have to use a helicopter to lift it out. Now, that just sounds funny, sounds out of the ordinary. Are the two connected? There's a high chance that they're not connected. But when we already have history of things going on, it's kind of one of those things that one person goes missing, okay. A couple go missing, okay. How many have gone missing in the state park that we don't know of? How many are missing that this is only, I'm telling you, a 2-hour search. I came across these 2 other reports. So, how many are out there that we don't know of? Again, it is very isolated, and I'm sure you can get lost very easily. The only question I have is, he was a former military member. You learn basic land navigations. You learn the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. It's much easier to spot a blue Toyota pickup in a sea of sand than a single person trying to walk around. Those are the kind of weird things, and the fact that the coroners couldn't find any obvious signs of trauma, and went on the record to state such. We can't find anything. We just have people's remains. And again, are the two connected? I don't know. Probably not. But when you have huge activity like this, dating back to the middle 1800s and beyond, We don't know how far
Right.
beyond. We don't know how far the native peoples have had issues with this. So I'll shut up now.
That's
Well, I don't
interesting.
know
They
what
haven't
happened.
taken
All
up.
of a sudden, my computer went completely black,
Oh, you missed
Yeah,
all the
you
good
dropped.
part.
and I
You
had
did.
to restart everything. Yeah, it just completely went out.
I said
Maybe
who
somebody doesn't
killed
run stuff.
JFK. I talked about the moon landing. I talked about Roswell. You missed it all.
I know. Oh man, can we go back?
You'll have to
What
watch
can you
it.
tell us about the new alien files that are going to get released? Huh?
Oh man, that is something else. I'm not sure everybody's it. Okay, and I use the same argument with the Bigfoot people that I used, with in the last video. Do people want to know? Like, have they
I want
thought
to know.
beyond? Have they thought beyond the simple yes or no? Right. And I like I use for the Bigfoot. Like, people want, yes, Bigfoot is real. Go about your day, and that is not how this is going to work. We have to classify it. Is it subhuman? Is it, an exotic animal? Is it an endangered species? And each one of those carries its own ramifications, right? So flip it to the UFO or UAP. Sorry, I'm an old school guy, so I say UFO.
Yeah.
You flip it to the UAP. Well, people just want a yes or no, and then they want to go buy stuff from Amazon. Well, that's not how that's going to work, Like,
Hey, get out of my Amazon history, all right?
you got some weird stuff there. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
He's a closet freak.
There's 3 books coming right now. And I'm
Excellent.
waiting to get. One will be tomorrow.
Like for the UFO, just kind of to pull that thread a little bit. Okay, if it's a UFO, right? That means somebody's on the inside driving the thing, probably with his arm hanging out the window, the little cigarette. Now, if there's something driving that thing, that means that something is connected to 2 other somethings who had that something. And then you go back to, does that something have grandparents or grand aliens? Is that what you would call them? Grand aliens?
I'm not sure.
If it is, I want 50 cents after everybody uses grand aliens from here on out. I'm copywriting that. Grand aliens. That's my thing. Don't nobody copy me. So then you start pulling the string. Is there a society out there? Is there a singular society like here on Earth? I would venture a guess nothing is going to happen because of nationalism. Now, hear me out on my thought process. All of us are Americans. We love being Americans. And if you go to Russia, they love being Russians. And if you go to China, they love being Chinese. And if you go to Iran, they love being Iranians. You go anywhere, they love being who they are. Now, should you throw an alien society from outside of this atmosphere, guess what?
They love being alien.
Well, that's one guess, but we're no longer Americans. We're Earthlings. Russians are no longer Russians, they're Earthlings. Chinese are no longer Chinese, they're Earthlings. Imagine since I know you guys have them out there close to where you live, imagine if you walk out to a pasture and you see a bunch of cows and you're like, "Hey cow, how are you doing?" And the cow's like, "I'm a Holstein. That one's a Brahma. Can't you tell the difference?" Nobody wants to be cows. They all want to be Holsteins. They all want to be Longhorns. They all want to be Brahmas. They all want to be individual. And solely on just that argument, I think it would be a nothing burger. But let's go down a little deeper, like we did in the Bigfoot. Is it real or not? What is going to happen to institutions around the world? You know, paying taxes, going to churches, whatever religion you believe in or do not believe in. There's consequences on both sides of that. I don't know if anybody, and I might offend, but I've read C.S. Lewis's take on this. Like, what if we find out that they were created before us? And what if they never sinned like we did? These are only two aspects, nationality and religion, that I'm going down, and it's going to affect way more than two aspects. So I always caution people, be careful of what you wish for, because you may get it. And then you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube. Once it's out, it's out. And unless you've taken a really hard look, like I've heard people make some ridiculous accusations, like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to, just have a, sit down and chill and talk to an alien." Like, I know that's what you think you're gonna do, but there's so many aspects of society, and I'm not just talking American, like human society. There's so many aspects that could be affected by this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm 100% wrong, and everybody is cool with it. I just remember 2019. And I remember people punching each other in the face for toilet paper. So when people tell me, "Oh yeah, I want to know, I can handle it." Okay, bro. You were stopping whiskey making to make hand sanitizer. So tell me again how you're going to handle this, and not break your stride.
Part of me thinks that this has been such a thing for so long. Like, so many people have seen them, so many people have been abducted or had things done to them or whatever, that I would like to think that the government says we're never going to be ready for this. But we all know, like, they're there. So part of me is like, is it going to be such a shock to the system? Because we all know that they're here. They're already here. They're coming here. They're doing things. They're leaving. I don't know. Like,
here's the question: do you enjoy what you do for your job, or should I say jobs?
for the most part,
yeah, right. But what if
right.
somebody came in and said, "You don't have to do that job anymore because people aren't going to get sick anymore or get hurt anymore"? What are you going to do?
Party.
Okay, and then I hate to sound like that movie, but exactly right, and that's the cautionary tale that I like to promote, because everybody believes one way or the other. They believe it's going to be there's going to be an alien war. What was that? Yeah,
There will not be enough TP for the meek.
that's so good. That is good. Everybody believes it's either going to be aliens coming to enslave us and eat us, or there's other people that are like, oh, as I can go down, which is another podcast I'd love to do with you, go down like the 1950s craze for the UFOs was, oh, there are space brothers.
I don't think so.
They were talking to me on my shortwave radio, and my space brothers said I needed to go outside of 29 Palms and tell them when the Marines were leaving 29 Palms to head to Korea. This is an actual fact that happened. An individual in 1951 was contacted by aliens who sounded quite Russian and was told to go spy on 29 Palms and see when the Marines deployed, because that's what aliens need to know, So I look at a very broad painting when it comes to the Bigfoot and when it comes to the UFO, the UAP subject, and how do you reconcile that with a normal everyday person? I say a person is extremely smart and can be spoken to and rationalize things. People, not so much. So how do you reconcile that? I don't know how to reconcile how we got on UFOs and not the Borrego Sandman.
It all happened because I lost my computer feed.
Oh, when I was talking about the JFK assassination. Yeah.
That's going to be the story I tell anyway. I was in the middle of this podcast and I got the government shut my computer down.
Oh, that's so good. That's at least 5 followers. People that you got to follow her. She got attacked by the government. So
you're on their list.
Oh, well, that
and y'all are on the list now since y'all are watching this.
I know, right? They're gonna. Well, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna go. Mondo has been on that podcast twice now. He might be giving secrets away. We need to shut that shit down. Yeah. Only you two kept on talking, and I was out of the dark.
Yeah. So So
they only
you're actually the free. It's me and Mike that have the problem now.
Right. See,
yeah.
I'm okay.
I don't know about that.
What are your thoughts, Mike? Tell me.
Oh my God, I am just like overwhelmed. I mean, it's just interesting. Like I mean, I don't even know where to begin. All I know is we could definitely go down a conspiracy with like being, like you said, being close to the military base and all that good stuff, and being silenced and stuff. And I mean, I'm sure that even today, the government. I mean, who actually trusts the government? I mean, but
that's I'm with the government and I'm here to help. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just blown away. I mean, like I'd never even heard of that, but it's fascinating, and the fact that there's encounters, and even like you said, 64 and 68, So yeah,
and 62. There's that cop who made a plaster cast.
Yeah. Oh, it's.
But
have there been recent sightings out there? Like, is this kind of stuff still happening out there?
Again, for the 2-hour research that I did, I didn't come across any. That doesn't mean there isn't. So I'm betting dollars to donut people are going to contact you and, hey, that Mondo character doesn't know shit. So
I know Mondo, and he knows lots of shit.
It's all shit.
And I know Gwen, she's full of shit.
Yes, I am.
But no, I mean, maybe too, it's like there might be sightings, but again, it goes back to are they going to say something? Are they going to report it? You know, I mean,
That's just it. Like, I know just in basic research, and I don't care. This applies to everywhere. Everywhere. There are people that see things and experience things that never say a word. So the numbers are off big time because people are afraid to talk about it. They're afraid to say anything. They're afraid of ridicule. They're afraid of the government. They're afraid of whatever, and they just keep it to themselves.
Yeah. And that is how information dies.
Yes.
You have to have a continuous flow of information. And I'm not talking through what people call AI or nothing. I'm talking what we're doing right now. We're conveying information to each other. And there's just not a lot of that anymore. And if you even look at history on a cursory level, you will see patterns that just pop up over and over and over and over again. And there's so much stuff to still learn. Like, I've never been greedy in my life, but I would love to live another life and to continue to explore this stuff. And I think I mentioned it on the last podcast. If it wasn't for and Eric Van Doniken, I would have never really gotten into this at all, faintly, remotely.
Right.
It those things that keep you constantly, okay, I understand, I have a computer, I'm in a house, but what's happening in the ravine, 100 yards from my house? Do I know? Does anybody know? We don't know, And where I sit in Virginia, it could be a Bigfoot highway. Never know it. We may never ever know it. And
True.
definitely, I've been up to the Shenandoah Valley, and there are multiple locations there that I wish I had more time to go and kind of see the lay of the land and what people see. One of the things off of the last show is that I keep coming back to is the white fur. Now, I don't know if you remember me telling you this, but I'm trying to compile all of the reporting so that way I can match them to the biological rules of nature. Like, this is one of the cornerstones of scientific thought. And if we can put those reportings that can answer the questions of the 26 biological rules of nature, then we can say, hey, this is possibly a real thing. And it fits all of these. It already fits a biological entity won't have more offspring than it can feed. I've yet to see like somebody saying a whole tribe of Bigfoot were running through the forest. No, It's always onesies or twosies with a juvenile, maybe two. And that tells me that what we think of sustainability is actually not as sustainable as we think it is. A bird will, it was something like a sparrow will go and find, it's a ridiculous amount, like 20,000 worms a day to feed 5 babies. Like, I don't think I could go out and find 10 worms, much less like 20,000 a day.
That's insane.
Yeah, it somebody correct me on those numbers, but it's crazy like that. And again, these are biological rules that have been identified, have been agreed upon by the scientific community around the world. And so if a black hairy creature was out in the desert, to your comment, Mike, it'd probably be suffering of heat stroke.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So how would you get around heat stroking if you have hair? Well, you're going to develop, the black haired ones are going to die, and the ones with the white hair are going to repopulate. And now you have a set of humanoids that have gray or white fur or gray fur, that are counteracting their surroundings. It just makes sense. Like a biological rule would make sense,
Yeah, to adapt. Yeah.
What else?
Sorry, I'm looking it up.
What? The
Biological rules of nature.
Yeah, there's 26 of them, and I want to get at least 14.
There's 3 laws of biology, 7 governing principles, Mendel's law of inheritance, characteristic of life. Then there's Bergman's rule, Allen's rule, Island's rule, metabolic scaling, cellular organization, homeostasis, evolution, and biological robustness. That's a lot.
That's a good point, David.
Yeah.
That's true.
So if we take all those reportings, and this is why I want that database.
Yes.
We take all those reportings, and it's not just a onesie twosie. Oh, it's just some person from West Virginia. Oh, and it's one person from California. Well, that's only 2 people. But if we get 50 people in 50 states saying the same thing, guess what? We could check that. We could move that into one of those biological rules. And if we do that 14 times, now we're more than 50% answering that this is a biological entity.
Right.
That's where I want to go with this. And I'm going to drag both of y'all kicking and screaming with me.
Oh, when are we leaving?
Yeah.
I'll call off work right now.
There's no kicking and screaming. I'll be packed and ready to walk out the door.
Yeah, you ain't got to drag me anywhere. I'm a willing participant.
Now, this is kind of what I'm feeling the setup. I'm feeling that you two go out into the deep forest and, hoof it out there. Really
see which
get
one of
into
us
and then me, I'll stay back with my Starbucks and my 4 computer screens, and I'll walkie-talkie with you guys. Oh, wait, they're already doing that on a show. I forgot.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And I want it to be real. I don't want that fake show shit. Like, be a little dramatic. Like, throw yourself out of the doorway into the hallway so you can make it look scarier. Like,
Oh, that's so good. Anyway, I think I should have a command center though. That's what I'm leaning to.
in the woods with us. That's where you should be.
No, the little lodges that they're always showing. That's a good place for me.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Listen, I already camp in the woods, so I'm good.
I know. You see, that's perfect. You just
now,
add
Mike,
me.
on the other hand, he can't physically trek out there like I do.
Well, I mean, but you just add me with the little 4 screens and some Starbucks, and I think that would work out. Yeah,
You could actually. I'm looking. You could actually camp at the national park there, the Borrego Park. Yeah, you could actually camp there. Maximum. I mean, we could always take the camper. We could drive out because the maximum size is 35 foot. We downsized to a 20-some.
We got a toilet and a shower.
That's excellent.
And a refrigerator. So food.
Excellent. So, thoughts overall. What do you think about it? All of my crazy ideas.
I think it's very interesting. I've not
Yeah.
heard of those stories before, but I also didn't get a lot of time to go deep dive digging either. Like I get reports from people, and that's what I look up. I don't get a lot of time to like look at an area and deep dive things. I just go off of what's given to me in real
Well,
time.
that
Yeah.
was like when you texted me on the way home. I was coming home from work, and I was like, "Sure, I can talk about something."
Wait a minute. It was your idea to talk about Desert Bigfoot.
Well, yeah, it
I
was.
just went with it. I was like, yes, let's do it. I don't know anything about Desert Bigfoot, so this ought to be fantastic. I was like, is there something I need to watch or look at?
Oh, look at that. That's excellent.
Somebody wants Desert Bigfoot hot sauce, Mondo.
Yeah. Well, Gwen here already has a Bigfoot hot sauce line. Do y'all still have any of that left?
So-
we are
In the process of reconfiguring the sauce.
Yeah.
No. The one I gave you guys. The ones
Yeah,
I'm
we
giving.
have a couple left.
We have
Yeah.
hot sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta have
But
some
our
left.
We
Bigfoot
don't have
sauce,
to
our
use
barbecue
stuff,
sauce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Oh yeah, you're
barbecue-
talking about the one at the store. Yeah.
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 That the hot sauce that we had in the store, we're not carrying anymore because the person that had that is no longer with us in the store. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying we need a Mondo hot sauce section.
Oh yes.
I'm trust me, I'm trying to get something going
I know,
before
I
you guys fill it, and
Oh, we won't, fella. We can hold it for you because I when we met, we were talking. I still say this when we met at the festival and you had your samples. I felt like we were doing a drug deal. Try this, try that. I mean, we were there for like over an hour.
They literally stood like in a corner and we're like,
we
Try
did.
It was fun. It
where's
was like-
Mike? He's still in the corner. He's been there for an hour. Yeah, they're still trying hot sauce. I'm like, oh my God.
You know what? I give it to Mike. He was such a trooper because like the third hot sauce, he was starting to sweat.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like.
And
hot
they just
stuff.
kept getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yeah, I just never experienced the extreme. I kind of like, but your stuff was good, even though it came on strong and everything. It was flavorful. It wasn't like gonna immediately melt your face off. I mean, I still have my face. I mean,
David, I'm in Virginia. I'm just south of DC.
because I think Dave's in Virginia, right? Yes, Dave and
Yeah, I think he is actually from Virginia. Yeah, him and his wife Melissa.
Already around the Harrisonburg area, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
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 One of these days when we're traveling through there and they're working at
Krispy Kreme.
oh, they're in Timberville. Yep. Yeah, Krispy
Where is
Kreme.
it?
David is going to hate me, and so is Melissa, but I don't like Krispy Kreme donuts at all.
Hot now? Who doesn't like hot now?
What?
Krispy Kreme always has that sign that says hot now.
No. I'm not much of a donut person. Any donuts. I'm not a big donut person. But Krispy
You're not
Kreme are
much
my
of a
least
sweet
favorite donuts.
I think
If
the
I
only
have to
issue
eat
is
a donut.
apple pie.
Oh, I'm addicted to McDonald's apple pies.
Yeah, I was about to say that. They're on the way to the Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah, that Buc-ee's is wild.
Buc-ee's.
We
Which
stopped there
I've been
last year.
Oh, I'm safe. Melissa doesn't work there anymore. Yay!
Oh.
Well, I've been threatening to take my wife there for a second honeymoon, something romantic and
To
Gotta try
Krispy
the
Kreme
biscuit
or oh,
honey,
gosh.
I brought you a bag of beaver nuts
And a brisket sandwich.
and a brisket sandwich.
totally. Yeah. We stopped there last year on our way back from South Carolina.
First time we were ever to a
First time.
Buc-ee's.
Because
OMG.
we would travel to like Tennessee or something, and it would say Buc-ee's so many miles, and I'm like, shit, we got to turn off before we get to the Buc-ee's on the way home from South Carolina. I'm like, we actually did need gas, so I'm like, let's stop at Buc-ee's and see what this is. I mean, because everybody talked about Buc-ee's is like this thing, and when you walk,
it's ridiculous.
I'm like, I'll be over here at pump like 200 and some, and no shit. When I got out, I was at like pump 200 and some. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Okay, you be careful with ridiculous. That's a Texas staple right there.
Listen, it's a convenience store, and people had full-size grocery carts. I was like, what is happening?
Oh, yeah.
The bathroom has its own attendant who makes really good money, by the way. It's like $25 an hour. I was so blown away by how many people were in the store.
They are the cleanest. I would probably eat off the floor of their bathrooms. Not that I would have to, but if I did, I would eat off. I wouldn't be like, I'll just
exactly. Look, we got a comment. Honoring Buc-ee's. There you go.
Buc-ee's is the bomb.
Yeah.
If you're walking into a Buc-ee's for the first time, it's mind blowing. It blows you completely away. Like
it is. It's just so big.
It was so, oh my God, it was so crazy. I agree. I went to the bathroom in the Buc-ee's, and it was ridiculously nice.
Yes.
I was like, are we seriously at a convenience store? Like, it was insane in there.
That's why I'm telling my wife, we got to go for a second honeymoon there, because
that's like a super Walmart on steroids. Like, seriously.
Exactly.
I have met your wife, and I don't think she's going to want to go to Buc-ee's for a second honeymoon. I'm just saying.
Maybe
does she like Buc-ee's that much?
Can you talk to her for me? You know,
the thought that counts. He's putting a lot of energy into planning this. I mean, a second honeymoon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at that. The sliced brisket sandwich is good. Look at that.
You know, we did try brisket sandwich, and it was really good. It was very, very good.
Yeah. And I mean, it was amazing how fast. I mean, they had that stuff sliced, and they're packed. It was like in a circle, and the people were working there, making it up and putting them out fresh. And as soon as they put them out, people are taking them. I mean, like, this stuff is not like your normal convenience store that's been sitting out all day.
I just had a thought.
Hey,
maybe we got Buc-ee's from the aliens.
I don't know. Maybe Buc-ee's would like to sponsor our show, since we're talking about Buc-ee's in a second. So if anybody's out there with
Buc-ee's and Krispy Kreme, I think we should
sponsor the CARC Universal. We'll be more than happy to put your logo, and I'll even wear your Bucky Beaver T-shirts, hats. You name it.
Oh no! I would go full on onesie. I'll go full on onesie.
You have full on onesies?
Yep.
I will make the onesie.
I don't know. I've never had a onesie, but now I might have to buy one. Or if they want to send us one, I'll wear a Bucky.
It's crazy.
They have adult ones.
Oh, wow. They stood back and watched people fight over their stuff? Wow.
That's crazy.
See,
but
right there.
Aliens going, we have Buc-ee's up on Pluto, and
but see, right there. Right there. People fighting over Bucky stuff. But you're going to be okay with aliens being a real thing. Come on. Come on. Let's get serious for a minute.
Honestly, I think people like us that investigate this stuff, and we go out into the woods and we're searching and we're looking, I don't think we're going to be surprised by anything that comes out. It's everybody else who thinks we're crazy for going out in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night, trying to look for something that could potentially kill us or doesn't exist. Because I get called crazy all the time. You're insane. You mean you go out into the woods at nighttime? And I'm like, yeah, that's when
Mike
shit happens.
told me that when we were tasting hot sauce. He said, my wife's insane.
Yeah, she's crazy. Well, when she first had her sighting, I was like, what's going on? You're never quiet. She's like, you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm like, I marriage. I know you're crazy. There's no surprise in me now. I mean, just every now and then her level of craziness comes out, and it's like, what am I getting into? Where's
Listen,
this?
you bought and
So-
paid for this shit. You're stuck with it.
Okay, so when are we gonna? And I'm not trying to like, wedge myself into here, but
Oh God,
when are
no.
we gonna talk about do a whole show on Roswell? That's what I want to do.
Let me check my schedule.
Oh no, here we go.
I have to check my schedule because I forget things all the time. I think I'm getting dementia because I'm forgetting everything. My boss has to call my husband to make sure that my schedule stays straight.
You have a pedicure coming up next week.
March 7th, she told
March
me about
7th.
it today.
And don't forget March 8th. I don't know if you're coming back with me. Are we going to New York? Take Andy back?
Yeah. That's not on my schedule, but so what are you doing in 2 weeks?
What is 2 weeks?
The 10th.
The 10th. Yeah, because I think and I gotta circle back with the ones that were before me. That I really like them. I really like their show.
The ones that are before you.
Before I came on, hold on. Consulting the Machine of Knowledge.
Are you talking about the internet?
Monsters Unleashed.
Oh, yeah.
I have to circle back with Monsters Unleashed to see if they still want to talk to me. They might not after this show. They might be like, yeah, let's avoid that bullet,
Listen, I know some people over there. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I like them. I really like them.
Yeah, they're very nice people. Very, very nice.
I don't remember.
They wrote a piece for my magazine.
What's that magazine called?
Oh, you mean the Strange Knox magazine?
Is it?
That I don't have handy because that's how I
That
work
sounds
around
like
here?
a 70s, early 70s movie.
Like right here, Strange Knox. Get your subscription today.
You mean this magazine?
Yo, look at that.
Is that the latest and greatest?
This is the newest issue of the magazine.
Okay,
Cover art by Ryan Golembeski, RPG.
I am needing to purchase all of your backlog because I need to catch up on your magazine.
StrangeKnox.com.
Okay.
Very simple.
All right. Now, do you take actual credit cards or can I give you a fake one?
As long as the money hits the account, I don't care if it's fake, real, stolen, whatever.
Hey, Mike, let me borrow your credit card real quick.
Okay.
It's funny because I buy my own subscriptions.
Really?
I create the magazine and I buy my own subscription because I don't think it's fair that other people have to buy it and I don't. So I buy a subscription.
Okay, so then I am a bad human being because I eat my hot sauce. I don't pay for it. I am a very bad individual.
I make my writers, if they want a magazine, they have to buy it, and I have to buy it because it costs me money to make it. So
I see that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I don't skimp on it. If they have to pay for it, I have to pay for it.
So I think
March, when you come to Harrisburg or Lemoyne, you should let us know. We'll have to meet up.
Yeah. No, I love that.
You'll only be
Oh my
like
gosh,
less than an hour from us.
it's only an hour away from us.
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to just go and, squat at y'all's house for a couple of months. I may be on the run for a while. So.
Oh, so you're going to hide out at our house? The government's
gonna
already
find you?
shutting my computer down. Come on now, man.
Nobody's going to find me there.
No, probably not. And I have this creepy hairy guy that lives in the woods who probably wouldn't let anything happen to us anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So with Monsters Unleashed, it's like March 7th is what she proposed, but I got to circle back with her. I've been bad.
That's a Saturday.
Yeah, it's a Saturday, so it wouldn't interfere with anything you have.
So you're coming on the 10th?
If you want, I mean, I can.
I would love
I
to
can
talk
talk
about the
people's ears
Roswell
off.
incident. I'm
I think we're
scheduling you
down
right
to
now.
just David and Melissa, who's still awake and listening.
Yep.
David and Melissa have been loyal followers of the podcast since it started. I don't think they have ever missed a beat. Not ever.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
seen them in a while. Oh yeah,
No.
in a while.
And I think David, tell me if I'm wrong. Are you guys planning a camp out? Did I see Daniel put something on about that?
Yes, I think I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say I think there was a camp out coming up.
Well, did
But
I
I
see a
actually
comment?
don't mind going to.
Let's see.
May.
Oh, here from David, he put this. You're Wait,
Sorry.
you're welcome to come camp with us. We camp a week, 2 times a year. Okay. Oh wow.
There you
Mm.
go. So I tell
And
you
of course,
what, y'all go out
everybody's
there.
welcome to come here.
Mhm.
Y'all go out there camping, and I'll look after the farm.
There you go.
What is this? You're not going to go out into the field?
I told you, 4 computer screens. Starbucks. I'll need somebody to do my hair better,
I see. Okay.
and I'll need to change my name to like Blaine or
Mark.
Clark or Dakota or
Can I just say Gwen?
what?
Can I just keep my name?
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect.
Well, you're like a movie star. You've been in movies.
Oh, please. 1 movie. 1. And 2 TV shows. But who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting? You're a star to me. I mean,
No.
I sell condiments.
I sell magazines.
Exactly. Would you like a free
Put your condiments in my magazines.
You have to get a big friend be like, hey, you want to buy a magazine?
Condiments, magazines.
2 for 1 discount. Oh,
Buying a magazine, get a
so
condiment
good.
for free.
That is so good. Yeah, no, I'd love to, because like I said, I went through the witness testimonies, and I don't want to even show you, but I have a stack of Roswell books that people have written over the years. And what I see the problem is they jump around like House of Pain in their video. Like if you read their book from page 1 to page 500 and something, there's no consistency in the timelines. And every single Roswell book out there is like that.
Oh.
Every single one. And
I wonder
so
why.
I can only imagine, but so what I did was like, okay, I'm cutting these people out and I'm just going to talk about what they, gave the testimony on, And if you see it, if you lay it out like I did, then you're like, wow, this makes sense. And there's some really interesting questions that came out when I did this whole thing. I was like, oh, somebody is missing the boat entirely on the whole Roswell thing. And you would think it's been out there, God knows how many documentaries of Roswell, and it's always the usual suspects talking about, the same talking heads saying the same thing, the truncated version, something crashed, this guy went out there, a rancher, then it went to Wright-Patterson. End of story,
And then it went to It went to Area 51 to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
I thought it went to Wright-Patterson.
Stories. I heard how They moved everything when all of this group of people was going to, remember when they were going to storm Area
Oh
51?
yeah.
They moved all of the alien spaceships and dead aliens out in the middle of darkness to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Okay, so here's a little teaser for people.
I'm like, I don't
Everybody
live far
knows.
from Ohio. I'll go stalk the place.
Oh yeah. So here's a little teaser. Everybody knows Area 51 in Nevada.
Yes. But there's another one.
Okay. How many are out there?
Area 51s? Probably more than any of us are aware of.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because everybody's like, I like Area 51. I'm going to talk about Area 51.
Right,
Well,
but there's lots more.
You know, what about the ones in Arizona? What about the ones in Texas? What about the ones in, Ohio? What about the ones in, I used to, in San Antonio, is where I'm from, I used to drive every day by it's called Southwest Research Center. And they had the biggest monkey cage you've ever seen. I mean, you could stick a large aircraft inside of this monkey cage, and it was right off the main highway. I don't know what the main highways for any of your big cities are, but I'm sure y'all have a main highway. Imagine a ginormous compound that said Southwest Research Center with a ginormous. I mean, you could put a huge aircraft into that cage. It was open air because
maybe there was one in there and you just couldn't see it.
But that thing was started by a man named Tom Slick. Oh, look at that. Yep, exactly. So Southwest Research Center was started by a guy named Tom Slick, a Texas oil man, lots of money. He was a huge Bigfoot researcher. And Tom spent a lot of money and a lot of times going to all of these places looking for evidence of Yetis. And supposedly he found one. Oh. And that's how JFK died.
What?
That's where we left off with She King. I don't know what's it just shut down on me. I don't know what's going on.
Did your computer shut down?
No, computer, it just took me back out. It dropped me from the studio. I was able to just come right back in.
The government.
Yeah.
I watched the Y-Files. All the time, by the way.
I want a hecklefish. Anyway, so
no.
Tom Slick makes this research center, right? But he's also was looking for Yetis in Nepal, and he ends up like supposedly getting a finger off of a Yeti hand. Oh, yeah.
Did she move? Because she does move on occasion.
I bet he's saying that it's the reason y'all are getting kicked off the.
Probably. She's like a little Chucky.
So yeah, I mean, the whole problem with the Roswell thing is so convoluted, and nobody has put this thing in sequential order. And once I have you once I put it all in sequential order and just walk down through the events, you guys will come to the same conclusion that I did, and it'll be interesting.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. And there's so many things out there that I'll want to talk to you about, to you guys about. And if your listeners are interested in hearing me ramble some more, I can always do that.
I love to hear you ramble.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're like that brother from another mother.
Exactly. Which I actually, there is a friend of mine that if I put them in the room together, they would look like twins.
Oh my
My my sister from another mister is what I call her. But she is like identical to my sister, but not all the craziness. So,
Oh, I'm pretty crazy.
well, I'm the sane one in the family, if you can believe that. Exactly.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to need that in writing. Notarized, stamped with a government stamp.
Oh, those can be fake nowadays.
Well, a lot of things can be fake nowadays. I scroll Facebook and I see all these Bigfoot things, and I'm just like, come on, people. Clearly, it's AI. Can we just move on? Like, stop it already. You're not doing any of us any justice with this AI bullcrap.
So you're telling me, look, there he dropped again.
He dropped. Where's my doll? Is she still back there? Yeah, she's still there.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
All right, here we go.
Unbelievable.
You won.
Get it together, man.
Anyway, and that's how they faked the moon landing.
That is a thought process, actually, that they faked the moon landing.
You want to hear my thoughts on it? My crazy thoughts on it?
Shoot.
Okay. When did that happen? 1969, right?
Yeah, before I was born.
Yeah. Yeah, I was already born. But anyway, we won't talk about that. I'm going to just mimic what is known to the public. Houston, we're gonna land on the moon now. Beep. Houston, yeah, we copy. Yeah, go ahead, take it out. No delay.
Mm.
Now,
I've heard this theory.
well, have you heard this portion of it? Between the surface of the Earth and the surface of the moon, you can fit all of the planets in our solar system between those 2 points. And you still have 2,000 miles to play with.
So they don't just leave Earth and get to the moon like in a day. Come on.
So wait, so that's number one, the distance and no delay. Now, I'm sure just like everybody else, y'all were glued to the TV when America was in Iraq, in 2004. There was reporters from CNN in Baghdad. CNN headquarters, Atlanta, Georgia. CNN headquarters, hey, Jim, Jan, whoever, can you tell me what you're seeing? Reporter in Iraq, pause. Yeah, so we're starting to see some explosions going on. It looks like, possibly the invasion has kicked off. Pause. CNN headquarters. Oh, that's great. Can you tell me, have you seen any American troops? Pause. You see the problem?
Lots of problems.
Yeah.
And it's
But
not pausing in the Iraq and
But we go back to 1969 technology. Hey, we're going to open the door and jump out. Roger that. This is Houston. Go ahead and do whatever you want. That's all I'm saying.
That was pretty bad, wasn't it, of them? But they didn't know that in today's climate there would be that pause because this technology was not available then. Little mistakes, NASA, little mistakes.
So shouldn't our communications be like flawless?
Yes, compared to then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Right.
Yeah, there's so many rabbit holes that I've gone down that, I'd love to take y'all through. So if any of your important guests ever back out, I can throw stuff together in 2 hours and sound like I know it.
And educate.
Like you're not an important guest. Come on now, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
You're an important guest.
No, I've seen the litany of guests. You got some heavy hitters over there.
Occasionally.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
I'm just small biscuits on the platform of podcasters.
And you have people that wrote books. I can write a book, but it's going to take a lot of crayons. I'm telling you right now. I'm just getting that out of the way. I need that 64 pack with the sharpener and everything.
They don't even make those anymore, I don't think.
What?
I haven't seen one of those in forever.
Next thing you're going to tell me that they don't make Indian head chief tablets anymore.
Indian head.
I haven't seen one of them in forever.
The big chief tablets. You never had those?
No.
That was before my time.
I bet you David has written on a big chief tablet.
Now I want to explain. Mike is literally on the other side of the wall. And when you want to talk about technology, right? Mike is on the other side of the wall, and I can hear what he says before he says it on the screen because there's that much of a delay. And we are literally 10 feet apart.
So you can literally fit from the surface of Gwen to the surface of Mike, every planet.
Sometimes I wish we could fit every planet between me and Mike.
Anyway,
so
that's how they
I have a
that's
surprise.
how they got Godzilla.
You have a surprise for Mondo?
I do. If he comes visit and wants to stay and get a little solitude, we have a 64 pack. With
There's the sharpener. There's the sharpener.
See, now you can use this as a book retreat. You can come here, you can write it off. Yeah. See?
When he said that, I looked because I'm like, I remember I was going to get rid of these, and you're like, keep them, because I don't even know where. They're probably from my son from when he was younger. But 64 pack.
That's so good.
With this sharpener.
Exactly. Now
so
I'm
you
set.
come and write that book. We'll get you started.
Yeah. Love it.
And you know what? The box is still in pretty good shape. We'll just reload the crayon so you can keep the sharpener.
Well, I think the names of the colors are different now.
They are.
Probably.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Syrah.
This day and age,
Yeah.
the need to be politically correct in every aspect of everything.
I get told that on a daily basis.
That's because you work for the big man.
I know. And my wife is like, just don't lose your job because you'll never make it in the corporate world. Like I can talk like a human sometimes, you know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
Maybe when you're behind 4 screens in a cabin somewhere.
with
With a
some
Starbucks.
with some
Yeah.
Starbucks.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We might be at Starbucks to sponsor us too.
Well, I'm out there hoofing it, risking my life, almost getting killed by some big hairy guy and a bunch of aliens. You guys are in a cabin somewhere.
Okay, but this
You're
is the
cool.
only thing I'm gonna ask right now.
Shoot.
Don't get those lip injection kind of.
Never.
Okay, good.
I'm not bougie like that. I like my t-shirts, my jeans, and my hiking boots. I don't even wear
Sweatpants.
makeup. I don't even do my hair. Like this is as good as it gets right here, right now.
All
This
right,
is it.
this is because I can't watch that show and I'm like,
I know.
oh my god, look at those lips.
That's not what Mike says. So I'll tell you that right now.
Don't
No,
forget the
not
sweatpants.
you.
The other show. Oh,
The
I know
other
you're talking
show. Yeah,
He thinks she looks like a monkey.
I
He
agree.
has said that on more than one occasion.
I agree.
We go to events with this woman, but now she'll be after me. I seriously
We
don't
didn't
know
name
why.
anybody.
Yeah, we didn't say who.
We didn't even
Yeah.
name the show.
Yeah.
No, but I mean but yes, because I don't know. I just don't know why people have to mess with their stuff. Oh, you know.
I'm sorry. I think I have Tourette's.
I'm going to take us down another path because this show, I mean, I don't know since I've been on the show. So here's something. You're talking about like the lips and stuff. Gwen, a couple weeks ago, went with her boss to get her eyebrows done. And I don't know. It just happened to be like that day or something. I was watching. I just on the computer. I watched just to keep background noise in my office. I am not careful. I'm all out. Yeah. And
he's gonna sleep with one eye open tonight. That's what's gonna happen.
I was sleeping both eyes open and snoring, or closed and snoring. And she's like, "I'm going to get my eyebrows done." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Do you know people nowadays are paying $5,000 to $6,000 to put them back on?" And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was on today. I was watching the news, not the news. It was like after like that GMA 3 or something or whatever it was. There was a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills that actually, because from women plucking and doing this way, their eyebrows, the thin lines, now they want the wider stuff, and it costs $5,000-$6,000 for him to take.
They want the woolly hair caterpillar eyebrows.
And I'm like, women are just crazy. Like you go plucking, and you're okay with the thin ones, and now you want the little bushier ones, and you're going to pay to put them back on, even though for years you plucked them. What's
all right? So what is it? 2026.
Yeah.
Let's just look into the future at 2030, and women are going to have like
The
one
unibrow.
solid.
The unibrow.
Not this woman. Not
Are
this
you prepared for that, Gwen?
No. The only reason I get my eyebrows done is out of peer pressure. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
So
strictly peer pressure.
what if the Space Brothers would like you to have?
No. Listen, anybody who thinks they're going to probe me is going to have a wild woman on their hands, because I don't even. First of all, I'm in menopause, so
I always correct it and say womenopause.
Any alien that thinks they can like take me on, it's probably going to be very ugly.
I'd pay to see that.
I'm not even sure who really is going to win. It's going to be
The
bad.
alien. I'd give it to.
No,
I'd put my money on the
I don't
alien.
know.
Somebody's got to take it. I almost
I'm a pretty
had you.
tough chick, though. I'm pretty tough. So, like, I don't know. Like,
Well,
listen, I may not win, but every one of those bastards will know I was there. They're going to go to the guy driving the ship and be like, "Can we let this one out? She's crazy.
It's
She's
right here.
wild. I now have my arm in a sling, and Bubba over there has got a big gash in his head. Can we just drop this one off?"
Don't even bother. It'll be a slow roll. Just push you out in there.
They just drop me from 5,000 feet.
It'll be more than 5,000.
They're not even going to slow down when they roll me out the window.
What did I hear about that? I did hear something in a recent like UFO podcast or something. I keep saying UFO, UAP podcast about them dropping just like you're saying, like just all right, get out. I'll have to go back and I'll find that.
Well, actually, there are 2 local cases right here within 5 miles of where we live that there's the potential that these 2 men were actually picked up by aliens and dropped. We'll have to review those cases someday.
I'd love to, because remember, like I said, in the Pennsylvania reporting, I forgot how many it was, but I think it was like 10 or 11 reports had both Bigfoot and UFO UAP in the same report, which was amazing to me. I thought that was ridiculous.
Yeah, there's 2 gentlemen that went missing. They lived in the same town. They did not go missing at the same places, but they both lived in the same town. They both went missing and were later found deceased in places where they were already searched. And one was emaciated. He was only gone for 36 hours.
Yeah,
he was completely emaciated and wasn't wearing any of his clothes.
Yeah,
and they never found any of his clothes.
So I had a pretty good opportunity to speak with Travis Walton. And I asked a lot of questions, and good on him. He sat through them, but I asked him, I'm like, so was there a physical change from when you were taken to when you were covered? And he's like, yeah, I grow hair quite quickly. He was referring to his beard. And he's like, the amount of hair on my face did not match the amount of time it would have taken to grow on Earth that he was missing, So there is some time distortion or something, like you're saying with this individual, you can't emaciate in 36 hours.
There's no way. It's impossible.
Yeah. And you being, the medical, exposure that you have, you would know, you would be like, nope, that's BS,
That's absolutely impossible.
But here's my thoughts, like kind of circling back to Bigfoot. People are like, oh, there's a Bigfoot alien connection kind of thing. And here's my thoughts. Like, what if aliens are studying not just us, but studying the Earth, right? So they're out there picking up fish, they're out there picking up sharks, they're out there picking up deers and moose and humans and
owls.
Owls.
Cows.
Oh yeah.
Lots of cows.
So what if they're picking up Bigfoot too?
That's a good question.
What if the Bigfoot community is being abducted just like we're being abducted?
We are.
And I always pose that to people like, well, what if that? And the last thing I mean, not the last thing, but one of the things I'd say on the abduction thing is, why just those two guys, right? What if, and again, these are all what ifs, what if it's not those two guys? What if it's everybody in that freaking town? What if it's all of us? You know, because you have skeptics that are out there like, oh, these UFO people are crazy.
Mhm.
Well, what if whatever they're doing to make whatever they're doing to make people forget that this happened to them, what if it works really good on the skeptics? But they're taking the skeptics as well. You know, it would make sense. You want a bigger pool. Scientifically, I think you would want the biggest pool of genetic material, be that whatever. You can compare all of the nuances.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I have 74 different flavors of hot sauce. Like, when I started this, I didn't know there were that many different peppers. You know?
True.
And once I started with one, I wanted to try all of the peppers. And I still haven't gotten to the end. There's still peppers out there that I haven't even discovered. And so those questions are things that, wake me up at 4:00 in the morning and make me shop on Amazon.
Well, I will tell you this, because I don't tell very many people this, and I'm not going to tell you the story on here, but I will tell you off thing that I have a story to tell you.
Oh, yeah? Well, I have a story to tell you.
I have only told 2 people.
Is Mike one of them?
Mike is one of them, and my friend
And-
Carter is the other one that I've told this story. And
You didn't tell
I don't
Mom?
know.
Come on.
No, I didn't. I haven't told anybody else. But I will tell you.
By the
because I
way,
trust-
where is Mom?
I don't know where she is. She was in the show the last time.
I know. She was
I'm
just.
gonna bust her. I'm gonna say Mondo's really upset with you, and you better be on in 2 weeks.
Because I love her questions are just like.
No, she is not here, and I think that was the first time she was ever here.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't
Well, that's
normally
great.
come and join my shows, but she joined the one that you were on.
Well, maybe she saw it and was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that again.
That's very possible. That's very possible.
Excellent. So, yeah,
I mean, she's my
need to set
mom.
up.
She knows how crazy I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need to set up a time so we can swap notes.
Yes. This is a very interesting story that I have to tell you.
Because I have notes. And you're going to like them.
Maybe I'll tell you when we're done here.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Don't
we can
hang
do
up
that.
yet.
I won't. I don't know if every.
We are at the 2-hour mark.
I know. I'm sorry.
No,
You
don't
let
be
me
sorry.
talk. Stop letting me talk.
But you have so many interesting things to say.
It was fascinating.
I don't know.
And I'm going to look. You may see this story in the magazine sometime. This Anza Borrego story.
We have the crayons if you want to write the article.
You know what? I'm almost tempted to write something in just pure crayon.
And send it to you.
Yeah, just for all the fans.
I'll get a message from him one day. What's your address? Oh my God. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us and listening to our banter. And in 2 weeks, Mondo's going to be back, and we are going to talk about the Roswell incident.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I'd already forgotten.
I can't with these guys. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us. It's been great. I loved the questions. I loved the connection with everybody. I love when people comment and laugh with us. It's great. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back with Mondo, and we're going to be talking about the Roswell incident. Dun, dun, dun. Have a good night, everybody.
This has been a CARC Universal production.